Hey, good evening, good afternoon. I almost forgot my little thingy-majiggy here. But welcome to the Michael Pina Sr. Show here on January 22nd, 2019. This is episode 113 here on January 22nd, 2019. And I'm your host, Michael Pina Sr. Listen, Jack Welch said, make sure you associate yourself with good people. People who tell the truth and honor commitment. People who have emotional intelligence. And that comes from an article from Tom B. And Tom, I thank you for everything that you send. And it's about, Jack Welch talking about Warren Buffett, some of the simple things that you can do to make sure that you're successful in to gain your wealth and successful at work. And, that brings me up with UPS. There's a lot of things that we don't like about this company, a lot of things that we're upset about this company. And this contract is just dragging on. We want to get our, we want to get this to go through so we can get retroactive pay. Don't forget, we get retroactive pay. If you're making less than $13 an hour, you'll get whatever the difference was between what you make and $13 an hour, plus people out there for your contract raise. We're going to get some nice little checks out there. So hang in there with that. But some of you people out there, and I know that, they're cutting a lot of hours. And I talked to a young guy this morning that he was working 50 to 60 hours a week for 3 months as a full-time driver. And they cut him down back to preloaded. And I don't know how they can do that. They play with these young guys, and this is a good worker, a good, hard, young worker, and they play these games with you. Hang in there, the guys that are out there, because these are the people that I try to help. You guys are the ones that I want to help, because you guys are the ones that, I enjoy being around. Meg and I were talking about putting our house on the market May 1st. It looks like we're going to be putting our house on the market May 1st. And when we do move, I don't know how much longer I'll be working at UPS. It depends on, exactly how that move goes and everything like that. But the thing is, I'm not going to miss the job. It's definitely the hardest job out of all the jobs that I've done. I've done a ton of different jobs. And it's definitely the hardest job that I've done. But the people I work with have been some of the most honest people and some of the, people that tell the truth. And I don't know if it's because we're all in the union or, and we don't have that kind of competitiveness that you might have at other jobs, that if you stab me in the back, maybe you're going to get ahead. And maybe the supervisors are like that. But the people that I work with, I do enjoy working more than any other place that I've worked with. So, if I haven't said that before, for all you guys out there, I'm telling you that right now. And if you got questions about the contract, you got something you want to talk about, get in touch with me. Fontaine from Springfield, Illinois, reached out to me. I'm sorry, Fontaine, I haven't been able to get back to you. It's tough. We're in different time zones. It's weird. We keep on trying to make a connection, and because of the different time zones, we're like a little off. But we'll make a connection. He contacted me through Facebook, and he also contacted me at CoachP2210 @yahoo.com. So I'm going to answer you back, all right, one way or another. Ask me a question, I'll answer it, and we'll bring it to the show. But I thought that was a great quote, okay, and I don't mind talking about anything with UPS, and I want to help you guys out there, all right. So the big thing I want to talk about today, a little coffee break. The big thing out there today, another thing that Tom B had sent me, the Board of Education. Look at this. I mean, it's like a little bit too late as far as I'm concerned, especially you Mount Ida people will think this is a little bit too late. But Mr. Santiago, I forget his first name. I didn't write it down. But he is conducting a, trying to get it so that the Board of Higher Education considers identifying failing colleges. Wow. Isn't that great for us to know? For us to do that. But what I don't like is this EY Patheon that they hired. They're the ones that are doing the report and how to identify whether or not colleges are failing. The report urges the Department of Higher Education screen all private Massachusetts colleges every year using a metric that estimates whether a college will be able to teach its students to that completion. Listen, just like with our personal money, and I said it before, and I don't know if it's a popular thing to say. A lot of people out there, obviously, my son was a quarterback at Mount Ida. I love, Coach Landers and everybody on the football team. I love all you guys and everything. Any of you guys that watch this show, listen, you got to figure out what your total net worth is. You don't need a metric to figure out what your total net worth is. Mount Ida College, just in the property alone, should have had a total net worth of at least $100 million. It's not hard to figure out your net worth. Your personal net worth is figured out just like these colleges should figure out their net worth. And that would be the first question that I'd ask. What's your total net worth? And if they, we don't know. How do you not know? It's simple. You take your total assets, minus it from your total liabilities, and that's your net worth. So, if you're at home, you're living in your home, okay, you take your home, you take your 401k, you take whatever other investments you have, you take your assets, minus your liabilities. Do you owe in your home? Do you have car payments? Do you have debt? You minus those two, and you come up with your total net worth. Mount Ida College, that property alone was worth $100 million. All right? So, on top of that, they should have had other assets. But instead, they were so far into debt. And I think these colleges are borrowing, just like the worst thing that you could do if you own a personal home, the worst thing that you can do is to take out a home equity loan of credit and borrow against your home. It's the worst thing you can do. Okay, because now you're just putting yourself into financial debt. You're putting yourself into setting yourself up for a catastrophe. I think that these colleges are borrowing against that equity within their college. Because how is it that Mount Ida, if you had $100 million, your school and your property is worth $100 million, minus your liabilities, where's your total net worth? Now, another thing is, it's pretty simple, and this is why I brought up the football team, because I know this isn't a popular thing to say, but you've got income coming in, new students coming in. If you've got 200 students paying $50,000 each a year, that's basically you're bringing in $1 million per class. That's $4 million a year. You've got to live on less than you make. That's what this show is about. Living on less than you make, staying debt-free, right? So if you bring in $4 million, you can't be paying out $6 million, which is why I say the unpopular thing to do is to cut things. You've got to cut things. And I would have cut the sports first. The sports bring in zero money. It's all money going out. Education is more important. And I know that that's part of the education. But if you're in financial distress, then you can't be spending out the money if the money's not coming in. Now, if you're bringing in $4 million, you've got a big sports program, and you're paying out, 3.5, you don't have to worry about you're living on less than you make. You're living on less than you make. You're not touching your equity. You're not touching these things. And that's the problem with these schools. Newberry College is closing in the spring. Hampshire College isn't accepting new freshmen. So I don't understand why or how these colleges are going such into debt the way that they are. I don't understand how it is that they don't have a net worth. Newberry College is located in Brookline. Beautiful campus in Brookline. What are they doing with that money? If you're failing bringing in students, then it becomes a marketing thing. It becomes a thing where you need it's a whole business. School is a business, so you've got to figure out a way to bring in the money. You can't just keep on paying out money and keep on. I don't understand it, and I'm glad that they're finally going to be doing something so that you can know if you've got a student out there that's about to go to college. Then you should know what the financials are, and that was one of the things I said to my son when he was being recruited again after Mount Ida, the Mount Ida debacle. Find out what the financials are. Nichols College has an incredible alumni that puts an immense amount of money into the school. Immense amount of money. So besides the money coming in from the college, from the new students coming in, they've got alumni that donates money. And that's the type of school that you want your kid to go to. The state schools obviously got the protection of the state. They're not going to fail because the state's going to bail. Everybody, Billy Bulger really bailed out the state education system. He did an incredible job back in the 90s, the late 90s, that, that's why it's UMass Boston, UMass Amherst, UMass this, UMass that. Billy Bulger was the president of UMass at the time, and he was using the UMass money to bail out the schools. So, I mean, I thought UMass was going to do that at Mount Ida. I thought it was going to be UMass Mount Ida or something like that, right? And I thought that was going to continue on, and UMass was going to be under that umbrella. But, but UMass bailed out the state education system. It's a business. And, you got to find out the financials. You got to make sure that those schools aren't going to close. Because I tell you right now, these Mount Ida kids, there's some kids that went to Newberry College from Mount Ida, and they're going through this all over again. It's horrible. I feel for those kids. And, it's going to cost their parents and cost them more money because as you transfer, they don't take all your credits. They don't take all your classes from each school. It's ridiculous. So make sure you know the financials. I hope that this is something that goes through and is popular. So, before I go, I just want to let you know, I will be going YouTube live January 27th. There's no football games. January 27th. It's a bye week before the Super Bowl, 7 p.m. Catch me YouTube. Ask me a question. Help me run the show. All right. Go to Peanut Financial Coaching. Ask me a question there. I'll try to bring some things to the show from there. And yeah, it's a bye week before the Super Bowl. Let's get our predictions out there. And, I'm a Giant fan, and maybe that's not too popular in New England. But, I just feel, and this may not be popular with a lot of people in New England. I mean, I'm going to tell you the truth the way that it is. That's why I run this show. But I just think it's bad for the NFL, for the Patriots to be back in the Super Bowl. I really do. And I hope that Brady retires soon so that the NFL can move on without him. And I know that all you New England fans love him and all this and whatever. The rest of the country hates the New England Patriots. And it's not just because it's the Patriots. It's the fact that they're there all the time. It makes it boring. That was ho-hum. I even said at the end of the game, I said, whoever wins the coin toss between the Chiefs and the Patriots is going to win this game. It was so obvious. And, the Patriots won the coin toss. It went right down and scored. And, I'm cheering for the Rams out there. I want to see the new young guns win it. I want to see Jared Goff, and I want to see Coach McVay be the new guys on the block taking over for Belichick and Brady. I hope that the torch is being passed. But if I had to put money on it, I hate to say it, I'd have to put it on the Patriots. But hey, what do I know? But catch me January 27th at 7 p.m. Let's get some discussion going. Let me know what your money's doing. Let me know the questions that you have about your money. All right? But until next time, you know what I always say. I want to win. I want to help you win. Let's win together.